Okay. So it is keeping. I'm keeping for your future reference. Okay. So today's topic is folded dipole antenna. So in the previous video, in the previous lecture, we have seen that when you design a Yagi Uda antenna, okay. So using the Yagi Uda antenna with the dipole as an active element, what was happening that your directivity was increasing, and with the help of the parasitic elements, you are able to, you know, you are able to basically increase the gain of the antenna as such. Okay. That means with the help of these directors and reflectors in case of Yagi Uda antenna. So, but one thing more is that whenever you are using lambda by 2 or half wavelength dipole antenna as the active element in case of Yagi Uda, we have seen that radiation resistance was that means by the addition of parasitic element, radiation resistance was decreased to 23 ohm from 73 ohms in ideal dipole antenna configuration. So which is unwanted, because radiation resistance of 23 ohm I square R, the power will be, nothing will be radiated actually as such. I mean, very little power will be radiated. So it is very important that your radiation resistance should increase, and therefore in case of Yagi Uda antenna configuration, we have concluded at the end that in place of this dipole antenna as an active element, we will rather go for the folded dipole antenna, uh, so that the radiation resistance can be increased to a fair amount to get the maximum power radiation. Now in going with that chain, we are now going to start the folded dipole antenna. Okay. So one thing I want to say you, like in case of you can see here, so you can see here, when you put this folded dipole antenna over here, and this is the reflector and these are all the directors as I told you in the previous class. So your directivity will increase, and as well as your um, radiation resistance will also increase, which will give you more power radiated. And this is a single element configuration of a folded dipole. You can use in either ways. Okay. Now one thing more I want to say you, that if you now traditionally, you can see here, traditionally when we are traditionally what happens is that when we are using traditionally what happens that, you see here, I'll tell you, traditionally what happens is that our old transmitter receiver antenna, or rather our TV antenna, as you can as you can um, think of your childhood. Now we were using the twisted pair configuration. The wire was twisted pair configuration. Okay. So coaxial cable is actually is very costly. So we are not using coaxial cable for the TV antenna configuration. Okay, that means the Yagi Uda antenna which was supported by folded dipole. So you see here, so therefore the coaxial cable was basically 75 ohms as we know, but the cable, uh, the twisted cable is having impedance of somewhere around 300 ohms. So going with that configuration also, it is not possible to match the dipole antenna which is having 75 ohm radiation, 75 ohm impedance, and the twisted or the twin pair cable, whatever you want to say, you cannot match that. So there will be a lot of power reflected and so on, and it will be a bad radiator as such. So therefore we need to go for, so there are two things as I told you. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Number one is that we are not using coaxial cable for TV antenna configuration because number one, it is very costly. Coaxial cables are very costly, and it is not readily available also to take such huge cable. And two, the twin pair cable or the twisted pair cable which we are using generally in TV antennas are very cheap. But the challenge is that in case of the twisted pair cable, the impedance is 300 ohm. The impedance is basically 300 ohm. So to match that with the radiator, we can't use the dipole antenna which is having a the impedance of 75 ohms. So we should go for higher impedance to match it properly so that maximum power will be transmitted as such. And for that also we are using the folded antenna configuration. So that's what from my side from the introduction. Okay, so now you see here. So as I told you, it is covered. It is, you can see this cover. It is covered inside, as you can remember your childhood days. And inside that there are two wires. Okay, so you can see here coaxial cables are used to match this. That's what I told you, which is very costly. TV antennas are generally matched with two-wire transmission or twin lead transmission line having characteristic impedance of 300 ohm. So we have to achieve this. We have to achieve a radiator. We have to insert a or rather we have to design a radiator which is having a total impedance of 300 ohm so that it can match with the transmission line and maximum power will be reflected by the maximum power transfer theorem and so on. So we need folded dipole configuration. So this is about the first para. Now this is what is folded antenna configuration. As you can see here, just it is actually a dipole antenna, nothing special in that. It is a simple dipole antenna. Just the transmission line is closed. That's it, bending in this way. Okay, so these are the extra wires. So this is the extra portion. So this is the extra portion. Okay, this is the extra portion. Otherwise it is a simple dipole. Otherwise it is a simple dipole. Okay, so now regarding the configuration, regarding the length. So this actually this length is the same as this length, which is lambda by 2 half wavelength, as we have taken in case of Yaguda. It's the same. Okay, and this spacing d actually it is very small. How small it is? That the condition is d should be very small than lambda naught, but practically you can see it's very small. So it's almost negligible, and you should neglect it for mathematical calculation, which are coming next, and very closely spaced as I told you. Okay, so as I told you, so it is a it is a simple dipole. Folded dipole are nothing but the simple dipole. Just you have to close this transmission line. Just any question? Just you have to close the transmission line. Okay. Just you have to close this transmission line where this length is basically this length is half wavelength. It is same as dipole antenna. Don't miss all this point while writing in exam. So this is a half wavelength. Okay, and this splitting S, which is not D, this spacing D is very less, very less. You can see 0.05 lambda naught. It's very less. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a single folded configuration. This is in the Yagi antenna configuration. Okay, right now we are talking of this one. Okay, and I will come I will just come after finishing that why this two antenna configuration is different. I will tell you, but let me first elaborate the points. Okay, so the folded and dipole structural supports. Yeah, that's what you see. The main thing is that whenever you are using the folded dipole antenna, you see here. So folded dipole antenna basically supports both property. It is having antenna property plus it is also having transmission line. That means it's transmission line property. What does it mean? I will tell you. You can see here. So a folded dipole antenna. Okay, folded dipole antenna. You see here, it's actually support both the property. It supports antenna property. That means in one mode it will behave as antenna, and in another mode it will also behave like a simple transmission line. Okay, now you see here what is the mode. Now what do we mean by that? So see here, just to see this model. Now what I have done is I have taken the, you can see here, this is a transmission line. Take a voltage excitation source, what I meant, and you just, that's it. This is our folded dipole. This is the excitation, nothing special in that. Okay, so what does it mean is that what does it signify is basically the in this in this actually antenna inside this wire, or there are actually two currents. One is I1 and another is I2. So I1, that means there is a possibility of two currents. Two currents can flow. Two type of current can flow. What are those? One is the antenna. When this in some stage in some this configuration will behave as antenna, and in some configuration it will behave as a transmission line. So therefore, two type of current can flow. Why? It is any question? Why? It is given by this expression. You can see here. If you just make it equivalent, you will see here. If you just make it equivalent, you see here. So you see here this loop is actually closed. So nothing is here. Okay. So just divide it. Okay. With two sources, plus minus V, divided into plus minus V by 2 plus minus V by 2. So that becomes V only. And you see here in one configuration, see here these both are at same potential and these both are at same potential. This is, you see here, just imagine, just take very stern view. This is plus, this is minus here. Okay. So this is plus, this is minus, this is plus, this is minus. This is one configuration. Plus, okay, it is just equivalence. Plus minus, minus plus. Okay, that means what is that? Means that if you just equate it, it is nothing but the short circuit only, isn't it? Okay, and this plus minus V by 2 plus minus V by 2, so if both combined will give you what? V. So it is same. So principally both are same. Okay, so you see here. So now you look at this, is very interesting. So if this is plus, this is minus, this is plus, this is minus. So what has happened? It behaves as the dipole antenna only. Both the current are going in the same direction, as you can see here. Minus to plus, minus to plus. Both the current are going in the same direction. But here current is actually going in the reverse direction. Okay. But here current are actually going in the reverse direction. So basically this is actually, if you remember dipole antenna, you will see, if you remember, I'm sure you remember that both the current were in phase. Okay, both the current were in same direction, if you remember. So therefore any confusion? So therefore you see here both the current were in the same direction. So therefore this is actually the antenna configuration. This behaves like an antenna configuration. But when you see this configuration, you see here its current is coming and actually completing the whole path. So that is what I mean by the transmission line property. So this is basically the transmission line property, you see here. So this is actually the transmission line property. So in one configuration, you see here, so in one configuration is behave as a antenna property, and in another configuration it behaves as a transmission line. So that what do I mean is, basically in case of folded dipole, it is the combination, or rather it supports both the configuration, antenna configuration as well as the transmission line configuration. And you see here, basically we equate both the transmission line and the antenna configuration and derive the parameters. But in Macaut syllabus there is no need to go for lengthy derivation and so on. So we will stick to our syllabus. Okay, so we will stick to our syllabus. So we will just talk of antenna mode. Okay, we will just talk of antenna mode. Okay, so you see here we will just talk of antenna mode. And so potential current is there in the terminals, both are at same potential, which I told you, both are at same potential. Okay, so it is the equivalent is made. Okay, so you see here both the current I1 you see here, so equivalent is this one. So both are at same potential. Okay, both are at same potential, plus minus V by 2. So you see here, if you again make it, okay, if you again make an equivalence of this one, this antenna mode, so you see here, so you can connect both the ends with the same plus minus V by 2, same potential, these two. Okay, and again if you make a equivalent, simply 2I1 plus minus V by 2, it's the same thing. This much current is only flowing there, this 2I1, this much current is only flowing. So again it is a equivalence with this single directional current. Okay, and now you see here, actually when you see this view, it is nothing but the view of a dipole antenna configuration. Same. Okay, same configuration, just in place of V there is V by 2. Okay, and in place of this current II flowing, in place of that current I there is 2I1. Okay, so now you see here, so Z is equal to V by I. Now we are going for the terminal impedance. We just want to see how much impedance is there in case of folded dipole. Okay, so Z is equal to V by I, we know that. Okay, where Z is the terminal impedance. So in place of V you can write down straight away V by 2 and in place of I you can just put this 2I1, as we have equivalently we have seen that this is nothing but 2I1. Okay, so that becomes 4Z11, where Z11 is the self impedance of dipole 1. Okay, okay, so now Z11 is equal to, simply you have got this much, isn't it? Simply 70 G70 ohm, for a lambda by 2 obviously.
Here,
So if you just multiply this with 4,
correct.
if you just multiply it with 4, you will getting the real impedance of 280 ohm, which is our target. So if you have, what I mean to say, so if you have a cable, so that this is not given in so if you have a cable here, suppose I am having a cable, okay, this twisted cable, and suppose I have here, okay, suppose I have 2 wires here.
Take
Yes, please, question. Okay, after this one. Suppose I have this cable, and suppose this is having character impedance of 300 ohms. Suppose I have this character impedance of 300 ohm, or near about 300 ohm, whatever you used to say. Okay, so straight away what you will do is you will connect it to the folded dipole, because this folded dipole itself has impedance of 280 ohm, so there will be good matching, and you will be able to have the maximum power transfer. One more condition you can also go with, that when you use this in this configuration, so what will happen is, because this folded dipole itself is 280 ohm, so adding inductor and reflectors, whatever, and reflector will decrease it to somewhere around 150 ohm, will decrease it to 150 ohm. Okay, and actually 150 ohm is a very good the a very good impedance to radiate power. It is actually the optimum one, because too much impedance is too much load, because antenna is nothing but load, isn't it? So too much impedance at the load is also not good. And the dipole, we have seen that adding parasitic element becomes 23 ohms. So so too less a load of 23 ohms is also not good. So optimum impedance of 150 ohm is the best when you connect it in a Yagi Uda configuration and so on. And that is how we have got the idea of the folded dipole. So in this way, so if you write the folded dipole, start with this one, this all parameters, and I'm sure you'll get complete marks. There is no problem as such. Okay, now we'll go, you'll start the question and answer.